Welcome everyone. Today I'm together with a special guest for today's fight. With me I have Asfelite from OTP, One Trick Pony. Please say hi to our viewers.
Good evening, Deliberator. Good evening, gents over at Twitch. Happy to see you here.
Was happy to see you and happy to hear you too, my friend. So of course, now also you know that once we have a co-host for the streams is even better experience for all of us, me included. And when Asfelite told me, okay, I want to be a co-host, I was like, heck yeah, come on, let's do it. Because now I can dump more work into him and I can be more free. I don't have to multitask as hard. So that's amazing for sure.
I was looking forward to it the whole week, telling you.
I know. I'm with you, mate.
It's lovely.
So of course, just to get you up to speed, teams are almost ready on the server. And of course, as per usual, we are going to be rolling for today's fight. In this situation, the teams are not capable of flying any map except Caucasus. That means that we are going to be rolling for Sochi Mostok and Tbilisi Sukhumi, whichever first comes. So of course, oh, by the way, I should screen share my screen with you, so at least you get to see the dice roll at the same time as myself. Oh, I forgot about that detail.
Oh, you?
Give me a sec. And you are down there, okay?
I see it.
So guys, of course, as per usual, we are going to be having now the dice roll, and it's going to be also be rolling the weather for today's fight. So of course, Asfelite, are you ready, mate?
I'm there.
Okay, so now on camera you guys have the list on the left of the maps and oh wait, I'm showcasing you the screen. I'm going to change the screen and showcasing you, so at least we get to see exactly the same. I need a song who says like technical difficulties been happening right now. Something like that. for next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, write that down.
I will write that down for improvement for the next stream, for next week, when we get into the practice stage. So guys, now we are ready. Now we have all the same information. We have on camera that you'll see the 1, 3, 2, 3, sorry, from 1 to 6. That's the numbers that are going to be rolled. If I have anything else than that, we'll be re-rolling. And hopefully it will not be either 3 or 3 or 3 or 2, because that's the last match I've covered were all of them in Sochi against Vostok. I'm tired of that map already.
That can be annoying.
Yeah, I mean it's
the same map and scenario.
Yeah, I also want to see something.
Especially with the bad weather, right? It's just.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if the mountain region is interesting, because you guys are going to be crashing left and right into the mountains. But still,
absolutely.
I want to see them being taken down by the enemy aircraft, not mountains. But, but of course, the ground always wins. Just take that into account.
Oh, the ground always wins, and it's not notchable. That's something you will have to remember as always.
That's a good point for sure. Okay, guys, let us not give more time to this. We are going to be rolling for we are going to be doing the dice roll in 3, 2, 1, now. Number 8. Lava California, okay, that's not available. But once again, 3, 2, 1, go. No, so check it spot the 1 second.
Oh no, but
Can
it's clear midday.
Yeah, but I did that yesterday.
I think these are the rules, mate.
Yeah, rules are the rules. I cannot change that. So, I mean, please. So I still think I should tell the teams that if they are going to be being broadcasted by myself, they have to train Sochi against Mostok solely. You know?
Yeah, it looks like your luck is very limited, and that perspective. Only having Sochi and Mostok all the time.
Oh, freaking heck! Nevertheless, let me tell the teams that we are going to be flying with Sochi. Oh, sorry, you have to do it yourself. I cannot talk to the teams right now because I cannot write them.
I'll be doing it.
Yeah, I'll be doing that on Discord nevertheless, so they are up in the loop there in case they need so. So Sochi, the Mostok, or clear midday. Changing the mission server. So please inform the teams on chat that we are going to be changing the mission server, and then once we do so, I'll be doing so. Yo, Nova Sepi is here to support Asfelite. So you are are bringing viewers. That's awesome. And it's your.
I'm always promoting, guys. It's just, and yes, he's my brother.
Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
Well, family comes first for sure. So, well, Nova CB, no, do not worry. I'll be sure to poke up some fun out of your brother, so we all have a good laugh between ourselves today's fight. Okay, for the teams, so we are going to see. Okay, in fact it's exactly the same mission, but still. Oh,
yeah, just reset
gosh.
it.
Yeah, you just have to reset it. Yeah. Give me a sec, because freaking gosh, because I didn't uninstall ESL mod today. I don't know how to restart the mission. I don't do it like this, like do mission changes, but still. Well, interestingly, that was the mission that was running in the server already from yesterday. So maybe the problem is the server, because we did fly in Europe 4 server yesterday in exactly this mission, you know? So maybe that's the problem, that the Europe server is always pointing toward the Caucasus map.
Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe he doesn't want to get rid of it. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. But of course,
also the teams being limited to the maps, it's also a point.
Yeah,
doesn't really give you that many options.
Yeah, sadly that's correct. But still, while we wait for the teams to get up and running in the runway, we can see on the stats that we have on screen right now, by the way, and I should have mentioned that before, Andromatic and Alore 2009. Welcome on board, my friends. You are arriving just on the nick of time. And Nova Sebi says he's silently watching, so perfect. Up to your own taste, my friend. Just get comfortable and enjoy the show. So of course, let me get the cameras ready, but in the meantime, we can check the stats that we have for the team in screen. And you can see, guys, that today's fight is an important one. Leading Edge with 2 wins, 1 loss, and Alamo with 2 wins, 1 loss, exactly the same for the freaking entire group. So we can say that this group is definitely a very well leveled out team, a very well leveled out group for sure, and that's something amazing to see. We are going to be knowing who's going to be advancing to the group stage after this fight. Sorry, to the bracket stage after the fight. At least being the first group, the leading group on this group stage, advancing to the bracket stage. So this fight is a very important one for sure. And we'll get to see who will be the one overcoming the difficulties and ending on top. We'll get to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting as well for the remaining fights that will be happening in the group, because the last match could easily decide which teams will continue in the knockout phase, as you just said. So, really pumped for all of it.
Definitely. And by the way, guys, we are going to be going live with the cameras for the teams, as we are going to be seeing a 16 warming his... Oh, freaking gosh, not that one. We are seeing one of the airplanes from Leading Edge right now seems to be warming his tires. I think he's mistaking aircrafts for a freaking car game, you know?
I mean, the Formula 1 season is about to start, and with the new regulations and all the new cars, I think it's quite adequate to test new performances. So, we will see. Lots of aerodynamic changes with the new season, so it's also going to be very interesting. So maybe there's a connection between those two.
Well, now I know for sure. I didn't know that you were interested in Formula 1. That's something you know for sure.
Yeah, I've been interested since I was a little kid.
Oh.
It's just...
The more you know. So today, guys, we are going to get to know Asphalt in full detail.
Side effect of me co-hosting, I think.
I'm afraid so. So you are going to be exposed to the world, my friend. You will have to deal with it, I'm afraid.
Looks like everyone's got to know my secrets.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'll be the one to uncover and unravel them for the viewers. But still, we can use the opportunity, of course. Oh, wait, sorry. We have the scoreboard was not right. Alamo hasn't won yet. So sorry, I just forgot to restart the counter regarding yesterday's fight. So, of course, now is a very good time to start presenting the teams. So, if you so wish, can you tell us a bit about Leading Edge, our fellow French team?
Yeah, as you just said, the Leading Edge is a French team, and the whole team was like formed a year ago, around or before TAC 21, which was their first competition actually. So they've been preparing in the bigger team events, and it looks like the F-16 just tipped over.
Well, he's just having his own fun on camera.
Like they've been practicing and participating in other tournaments like SATAC as well, in other teams before they actually formed Leading Edge, and they've been trying to establish themselves as a bigger team, or simply said as a own team with TAC 21, and I think they did so very well. So we will see how they can perform today. Just to really excited tonight. As well as they said that they liked that their teammates just grew with themselves training the past couple months. So it shows that practice definitely improves all of the team's performance.
Of course, practice makes preparation, as we all know. And these guys, this time it seems that they're not going to be bringing any Mirage 2000 whatsoever.
Well, I mean, they're French team, right?
They are. No,
I was
wait,
about to say, there's a baguette.
The Disney Patrol is coming back once again. Disney Patrol to the win.
Shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
you didn't know about Disney Patrol.
I haven't seen a Mirage in SATAC so far, so this is gonna be very interesting. Holy.
Oh, you haven't seen that already?
I haven't seen once.
Oh, freaking gosh, so you did miss it out before. Oh, freaking gosh, what's a pity. Still, you get to enjoy them today, of course.
Oh, I'm gonna be so pumped for that.
Yeah, of course, you see that they do go with a it's very different approach to what we are used to see, and that's very beautiful to see. But of course, I have to always mention, as per usual, these guys, the first time I saw Disney Patrol, because really they are Disney Patrol. You can see Disney Patrol Winnie, Disney Patrol Tigru, and all the members for the Disney Patrol, which they are not only two, they are more members. All the members of the Disney Patrol for Leading Edge have Disney names. These guys for sure. I remember the first time I saw this scheme, because I was not able to. I didn't expect it at all. I was so freaking surprised that I could only laugh myself out to death from the get-go.
That's a cute livery, I must say.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And of course, let me go and check who's who for today's fight for Leading Edge side. So we have Leading Edge. On the 15, sorry, that's not it. For Leading Edge, we have Solta in the 16, Winnie on the 192 Mirage together with Tigru, and with the 17 we have Wild Cacahuete. I always try to pronounce this one as Spanish, you know, Wild Cacahuete, because Cacahuete is how it's pronounced in Spanish.
Okay, I think it could be Wild Kackerhütte in German. So.
Oh, Cacahuete.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you've been baptized with Cacahuete. Well, we now have a fellow Cacahuete with us. That's all amazing. Always butchering names.
I think we will have to ask ourselves how it's spelled properly or pronounced properly in order to really find out how it's done properly. But yeah.
Yeah, afterward, maybe in the interview. And now, of course, we have with the 16s, we have Piratus Pilot, La Crepe, and Banana Mayo. And of course, these guys, as per usual, they know how to carry themselves with some beautiful skins for sure.
They look great.
Yeah,
with the blue and with the purple. It's really, really nice.
Oh, this is a new detail I didn't notice before with the 100, number 100, with that kind of odd hybrid. Oh wait, did they use a custom numbering system?
It could be, but I think it's a bit difficult to move the custom numbers around.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, you're right. It could be that. Look at it. The canopy says the name. Back at the Jeff 17, it says his name.
Oh, that's correct. Wild Cacahuete.
So they do have custom names. That's great.
Yeah,
It's
that's
something
great.
you rarely see, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I do know that ETF does that, but of course, the
Oh,
other
yeah,
teams I'm not
ETF.
so sure they do. And still, we have a bit more details right here. Okay, that's so leading edge logo on the top, for 17 logo skin, and of course, let's go a bit more with the DC Patrol. I really got to love this skin, like really. You have to really
It's
appreciate
really
the
cute
tail out.
skin. Yeah.
I mean,
think
I
it's-
know I cannot pull this off during a match. I know I cannot. Okay, so much respect for them.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Okay, so let's go and check the Alamo squad on side to know what we have. And I think I'm missing the skins, so I'll be sure to double check because I'm not sure I'm missing the skins for Alamo. So I'll be double checking them later on. Okay. Where if I miss to install them. So for leading edge we have Press and True Metroman with the 15s on the trail path of the formation. Also Sam with a 16 together with Jazz Embrak leading the formation. And in the middle we have the two mercenaries which are Enjoy from Waterfuck and 64 Tab with the 16. So of course these guys had to get two members on the last moment. One of them because one of his team members had to leave for medical reasons for his wife. So of course that's perfectly normal. And thankfully to the mercenaries, they're going to be up and running there today very fast.
They're actually ready already, so
Okay, perfect. So then
both
let me
teams
get.
ready.
Let's tell them that we are going to be starting in just 10 seconds. I'm going to get the camera ready for them to roll out, and then we can do the team presentation for leading edge once we start round 2. Sorry for Alamo. Sorry, my bad. Oh freaking gosh, I need to drink more coffee it seems. So Asphalite, my friend, you can give them the countdown whenever you want to.
I'll be writing the countdown then.
And please say voice.
So we have 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 the fight is on.
Round 1 is alive, gents. Oh, of course, I did forget to do a poll on chat, and I'm going to do so now, before I forget, because I'm my memory as per usual. Round 1, Victor, leading edge, Alamo. So of course, I want you to know. I want you to answer in chat. Sorry, in chat. No, in the poll that we have on chat right now. Who do you think will be the victor of this round 1? Will it be leading edge, carrying the 2 Mirage 2000s, aka for us Spaniards, Le Baguettes? Oh, we have one disconnect. 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, it was just one. No, Banana Mayo was the safeguard. You can see 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So they had one more guy in runway in case something happened. That's perfectly normal. I did not notice that there were 7 guys at all. Oh my freaking gosh.
It's gonna be a very interesting match tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm also this kind of matches. What's yours?
Yeah, I'm not sure which team I should prefer or not prefer, but I don't know what teams could what both of what team of them just like is better than the other. I'm not sure how to say it, but I would like to see the Mirage win, to be honest. So.
Oh, so you are rooting for leading edge for tonight?
A bit, yeah. I'm tending to rooting for them, but we will have to see how they perform in the first round. I mean, it's just started, so we will have to see.
Yeah, of course, I do know for a fact that I did do cover about a few of their fights, so I do know that they this is hard for fight to fight with a Mirage 2000, and therefore I want, as I did told to them before, I want them showcasing what the Mirage 2000 can and will be doing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and with the GCI ground ground AWACS available with the TAF system, that's gonna be a huge change in the whole dynamic of the system, especially in case the AWACS doesn't see the enemy. You may still have TAF available, so it can guide you to the enemy, and that's a huge advantage over, let's say, an F-16 or an F-18.
That's, of course, we'll be seeing that on next week, but of course, as per usual, let me, if I may I go? I'm going to be going for a presentation once again, as per usual, with showcasing who we have flying on camera right now. So let me start first with leading edge leader, Grep, carrying the 443s, 2 heaters, and 3 fuel tanks, where we have seen him, and Pilatus Pilot, who we have now on camera, also is flying with him, Angels 30 Mach 1. So they are burning through fuel just from the get-go, and that's something that I don't know how much is worth it really. You know, that's something I don't know if that really pays off on the long run. You know,
it's a really aggressive playstyle, especially in the F16. It just burns through the fuel really quickly. Like in the F15, it's a bit kind of different story. You can do that because the overall fuel consumption on it is, let's say, not as accurate as it should be. So like going high and fast in the F15 is totally reasonable, but in the F16 you can lose a lot of your fuel right before you even ended the whole bubble. So we will have to see how this plays out economy-wise.
That is correct, and of course we have on camera right now in the flyby. Oh, gosh, my keyboard is doing things as usual. New keyboards playing games. So we have on camera right now Soltar doing a flyby right now, carrying exactly the same loadout as the other 16s. Right now, also on camera, we have the Sol 17 for leading edge formation, carrying the ECM pod himself. And of course, now we are going to be rolling with the Disney Patrol. I love these guys.
These are just unique. In the whole SATAC league, we haven't seen something like that. The whole skins and stuff. It just fits so good.
It fits so freaking good. So of course, we have Winnie on camera leading the Disney Patrol formation, and of course, Tigru following him behind. And of course, they are just going a bit lower. Usually, these guys, we see them having a very different approach between the front group and the Mirage 2000. Here. So we have a very different approach. Where usually we see that Mirage 2000 or leading edge tend to go and very low, trying to dig the ground so they can maneuver around, and the Mirage 2000 trying to maneuver out of the fight and get to the fight later on in a better positioning. We'll see if they go with the same tactic as usual or they will change. But still, we see that they are more or less right now following the rest of the team. All of them are being very packed together, going Mach 1 to Mach 0.95. So really, this seems to me that these guys are going to be going all in from the get-go, just all together at once. We'll see. What are your thoughts on this matter, though?
I'm pretty I'm just trying to figure out what they are planning, because they are the first to enter the bubble right now, as you can see. And I mean, they are high and fast, which is, as you said, unusual. Normally you would see the Space Mirage up at 50k or something, but I think fuel economy wise that isn't a very good idea. Anywho, they're coming in trailing between, like, let's say 3 and 5 miles, 7 miles between the whole flight, in more or less 2 ships. I guess the Jeff just can't keep up with the 16 because of wake turbulence and the distance between the ships starting. But yeah, I think we will have to see, sit and wait how the our leading edge is preparing for the whole match. Because right now you can't really say what's going on. We will have to see a few moments.
Yeah, but of course, in the meantime, let us go and check who we have with Alamo, what they are carrying. So now on camera we have the 216 from Alamo. We have just Embrac and Sam together carrying the Jamer Prod, the long version. No, that's the short version.
I think that's the short version. Yeah, but that's something you rarely see on the F16, because you're missing the centerline fuel pod, which is another 4,000 pounds you can easily use later in the game.
But of course, this tournament being a different approach that you can and sometimes do use the ECM pod. That's something that we do get to love and see, having these different approaches for sure.
I think that could be very interesting seeing later on in the game versus the Mirage, because the Mirage needs to actively spike its opponent to IFF. So with self-protect jamming, meaning that once you get locked, the jammer is jamming the signal, you could really have problems in the Mirage. So we will have to see how this turns out for them.
We'll see. But of course, let's keep on checking. Now we have on camera, we have the 215s, them being True Metroman and Press, just climbing, going Gonzo over Mach 145, Angels 40. So these guys are really pumping some fuel.
And those missiles can be really, really dangerous if you fire them correctly, because you can easily miss. Like you can't expect them. It easily happens that you don't expect them to be that fast. So defending the missiles from the F-15 at that energy state is really, really hard if you don't expect those or anticipate those missiles. So we will have to see if we can see maybe an early kill, maybe a snipe from the F-15.
Well, it would not be the first time we've seen that, because
Wouldn't be the first time.
SPQR did do that, if I recall correctly.
Absolutely, yeah, I've seen it multiple times now. And to be honest, it's a bit annoying.
So of course now we have on camera the two mercenaries, which are top. We have on camera right now going over Mach 1, slowing a bit down a bit. And of course, he's just carrying the 3 fuel tanks. He did drop once in the middle, just a bit before. And the last member for the Alamo team, which is Enjoy from Waterfuck, and carrying all the fuel of the world, of course, all the missiles of the world apart from that.
So, there's a small question in the chat right now from the aerospace professional. Why are they using jammers? They are broken in the game. Especially F-14 can lock you at 108 miles. That is absolutely correct. Using the F-14 and you being like jammed by an F-16, that's just extending the range where you can be locked. But the jammers do help, especially versus the most like broken AMRAAMs at the moment. So it is effective at the moment.
Yeah, and of course,
at least to some extent.
Yeah, of course, we'll see that how it goes. But still, now we have on camera when we are riding with La Crêpe, because he's been Fox 3. True Metroman sent 2 missiles on range 1 to La Crêpe and Pilatus pilot, and Press is doing exactly the same, sending 120 to run La Crêpe. And now we are going to see him going for the notch. Will he be able dropping the fuel tank? So he's not confident he's going to be surviving that missile.
And that missile is coming in fast. That's dangerous.
He's not confident he's going to be defending that one though. He might get killed here. He might be the first casualty. And
oh my gosh!
First casualty of the fight, guys. F-15 taking the lead.
Succeeds. There's another one coming at Pilatus. No, that's dead. That's dead.
Yeah, one was dead.
That's the first kill.
Yeah, but wait, but Brett has sent a Fox 3 towards the Soltar in the rear, so...
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, now Leading Edge is running with one less guy.
Oh, that's a bad start for Leading Edge right there.
Even though that in chat you guys were thinking that it was going to be Leading Edge taking the advantage in round 1 with a 4 against 2 points over there, but I'm starting to think it's going to be going otherwise though. Soltar is defending a missile very close by.
That missile is really close to... Oh, he's down!
Wait. Why I see him on my left camera?
Oh,
that's Soltar.
Because he
sorry, that's the other different guy. Sorry. My freaking gosh, sorry. I was mistaken.
He just ate that missile, almost being defeated. He was cold on that missile. And there's another missile out from the F-15 as well.
Because we have Leading Edge starting to put missile downrange and to answer back. Pilatus pilot is on the front area trying to get a hold of the situation. But still, the 15th spreads at the hole at front. He's trying to put more pressure into Leading Edge formation. We can see that Tigru and Wild Kahute, you know, something like that. He just putting pressure into the enemy team. Let us try to ride with Press. If I arrive on time for the cameras are arriving on time.
The missile's getting really, really close.
Yes, and he might get able to... No, it did connect!
He's down.
He's down.
He was way too high. He was at Angels 40 when the missile was fired in less than 12 miles. That's really, really dangerous, such shots. Such shots are really, really dangerous. And another ST-10 is out from the Jeff 17. That's the first one this game. Onto Sam.
That is correct, and Sam is also responding with as Fox 3 himself. We are riding with Sam on camera. He's going for defensive maneuvering, going vertically. That SD-10 is still arriving, and those 120s coming to Leading Edge are going to be not tracking. They are going to be not defended.
Sam will have to defend this aggressively because he was as well over 30k. That's just very dangerous, and the SC-10 is like the best missile at the moment. And he
It
aids
has
it right there.
connected!
What is going on right now?
Leading Edge is coming with a clutch back. I mean, we are down to 4 against 4. Things are being leveled out just from the
Basically
get-go.
neutral now, yeah.
Yeah, these are going back to neutral.
What an exciting match so far.
Yeah, this is the kind of matches I love, you know, being hectic from left and right. And just MRAC dropping a Fox 3 into Winnie, so things that it seems that this team patrol is going to be starting getting pressure into the lines.
As well as 64th tab with a Fox 3 on Pilatus Pilot, less than 10 miles, as well as defending tab. That missile from Pilatus, but I think that one is defeated.
Yes, so it seems that Winnie I think is going to be able to defend one. Let me grab with this. Winnie on left camera is gotten killed out of the equation, sadly, but still, now we are running with a freaking gosh, to a 2-on-4. So leading edge.
It's a 3 versus 4. It's a 3 versus 4. 3
oh
for
yeah, sorry.
edge.
Thank you for the correction. So leading edge, well, Kahuti trying to get back into Emrak, but of course now we have on camera Enjoy. No, so that's not Enjoy. Sorry, that's Pilatus Pilot sending a Fox 3 downrange, trying to put up a bit of pressure. That was right with that wild Kahuti, as he's just trying to defend a missile. It's coming his way, 120, and that's another kill.
Didn't do the notch correctly. Could totally have notched that one.
Yeah, I'm sad to say that's correct. Still,
yeah.
This team patrol coming in hot and down below trying to get a bit away so he can get enough space to maneuver back. Oh no, sorry, that's Tigru who we have on camera right now, trying to get into the combat area. But he's very far away still from the fight though.
Yeah, and as you can see, there's like 2 from leading edge right now, and on their right flank they have 3 from Alamo and Enjoy from Butterfuck as well. So, and then from the left is MREG coming back, so they're basically just being bracketed right now, so it's really difficult to set up a proper pattern or something like that to organize themselves. So I don't know if leading edge can pull it out. Oh, yeah, and we just lost one from Alamo.
True Metroman is down, so we just got that on camera at the nick of time. Now things are being leveled out. We see right now that Enjoy is getting into Pilatus Pilot's side. He's been let us ride with Pilatus Pilot, as he's just going to be defending as hard as he can, but he's not in a very good position. He's been sandwiched between himself with Enjoy and Emrak. He's just out of the sky. Okay, now we have a 1-on-3 situation in favor of Alamo.
Well, that's very dangerous for leading edge right now. Like, they just have the one Mirage right now, which basically is pretty much blind. Just flew past just Emrak with both S5 ready still on, which is the Fox 1 on the Mirage. So you could easily just kill just Emrak if you had seen him. I don't know if there was a mountain between them, but yeah. But still, Tigro can still win this if he just goes slow and then hides between the mountains.
Yeah, so far that we can see that Tigro is using the terrain advantage towards getting close into the enemy team, but still just Emrak, I think just Emrak has seen him.
Looks like he sees him,
yes.
Yeah. There's
Fox 2 on just Emrak, that's correct.
3 miles.
Tigro on camera.
Tigro's not defending.
And takes the kill.
And there he goes.
That's it. Oh, freaking gosh.
Wow, what a round.
Well guys, this kind of rounds I really love them, because it could go either way from the get-go, and that's something lovely for sure.
Oh, that was just intense from the start. With the F-15s coming high, I told you, they're so dangerous. You will have to anticipate the shots, otherwise, not gonna make it.
That is correct. So of course, let us go and check what weaponry we have remaining. So Enjoy is carrying the 2. Okay, he did drop the. I don't know what he was carrying on the. I don't know, freaking goes. You know, the thing he has
dropped. I think he dropped the missile racks and his tanks.
That's correct. So right now carrying the 2 Fox 1s and the 2 heaters. Still on the other camera, we are going to be having right now just Emrak, who just launched a 1 Fox 2, which was the sole missile that he was having with himself. And now also on camera we are flying with 64 tab, who is carrying still 2 heaters, 2 heaters and 3 Fox 3s, and Enjoy. We did check Enjoy before. Oh yes, we have on 3 survivals. Come on, my own bad. My mind is playing games.
But Tab still having 3 Fox 3s and 2 Fox 2s is a dangerous plane being left right now, because they could easily put out these missiles very effectively, being very close, like sub 5 miles or something like that.
Yeah. Of course, guys, while we wait for the team, for an Alamo team to go back to home and secure the round 1 for themselves, we can go. Sorry, guys. We can go and check round 1 with the tab view and check what the hell was being going on up to this point. So initially we saw that Alamo started to send missiles downrange just 40 miles out.
Also a 40 mile shot.
Yeah,
Whoa,
at least
okay.
the first one.
45 miles. That's an awful high distance or long distance for a AMRAAM to travel.
Yeah, and that
Wait,
was
connects it over 2 Mach. Holy shit.
Yeah, of course.
That missile is so fast.
I mean, you can see the Alamo.
Wow.
They are riding at Angels 48 Mach 1.4. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is even better than a freaking Tomcat right now.
That is basically a Phoenix missile right there, except that it's not as fast.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's absolutely broken, to be honest.
ED, please fix.
ED, please fix 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. ED.tm.
But that's a really nice use of the F-15 right there. Taking out 2, like Zoltar right there.
Yeah.
2 planes from leading edge right there. It's right at the beginning of the first approach. It's just very strong performance.
Yeah, but it was Press who took down. It was Press? No, sorry. It was True Metro Man did took down La Crep in the first, and then it was Press who took down Zoltar.
Yeah.
So
I think Zoltar didn't really expect the shot to come.
Yeah.
Because he was second line. Like, he's the second man in the approach, so maybe he didn't really expect the missile to come, because you can see he just drops 3,000 feet instead of really going down at below 20.
Yeah, and of course you can see he was aiming for a notch. You can see that these guys were aiming. Okay, we know that the 15s are going to be coming. We are going to be notching, so those missiles do not arrive. But still, they were not expected to be Fox 3 from the 40 miles out, which no one expects that for sure. And of course, no Zoltar's notch was not perfectly aligned with for a notch, and therefore that missile did not manage to get notched. Sadly.
Yep.
Still, and you do have to commend Leading Edge for almost coming back with 4 pilots against 6 and lower it down to 3 against 1. That's huge.
The kills for Leading Edge really felt really fast after that, like killing 2 people from Alamo for overextending right there, where like presses like really far into the formation of Leading Edge, high and fast, not being able to defend this AMRAAM. That's a big mistake from him as well, because he just gets another missile. Of course he gets another missile off, but turning back home or back around would be the safer way at that point, in my opinion.
Yeah, and of course, guys, Asfelai knows even better than myself about PvP. If I recall correctly, you are the team leader for OTP, is that correct?
That is not correct. I'm not the leader for OTP. We have Mouts, Koma, and Freaking Gunner, who are our team leaders.
Oh.
And Coile and the other 3 I just mentioned, as well as Black Panther, founded the team in September 2020.
Okay, thank you for the correction.
I'm just the guy, like I'm the PR manager for OTP. It's a bit of a meme, because I'm very active and posting memes and stuff and giving interviews, so they promoted me to PR manager. So that is the story of OTP in a quick sentence.
Well, the more you know, guys. As it should be. So okay. Oh wait, we were missing. Okay, I was missing some kills. So Alamo was killed over here, and of course we can see that really, Leading Edge. Really, if they didn't took the 2 first casualties, I think they might have won this round. Like really.
They could have run this round easily, yeah.
Yeah. So of course now we see that Wild Kahuti is just. I think that's going to be better pronounced, but Kagawete for sure. But still, what was that? 20 miles south Fox 3. That's amazing.
Yeah, roughly. That's amazing. I mean, look at the it's almost impacting at Mach 2.
Yeah, of course you can see that SC-10 is one of the best missiles right now. Like really.
Yeah, and he's also really high, not really defending.
Yeah.
Like, in the event that someone's shot an ST10 at you, you should go defensive into the vertical, not just turn around at HS30, because that missile is definitely gonna hit you. It's like turning around. It's like turning cold on a Phoenix pre-patch where they were like 15 miles, no escape zone. So it's just bad decision right there.
And of course, that's why you have to know your missiles, know your enemy, and then you have to adapt to and overcome as usual.
Yeah. But staying this high with this high energy state can also be very dangerous to the opponents, because like that missile, look at it, it's just, if you don't defend that correctly, those missiles really easily to connect.
Yeah, and we've seen so far that the teams who do not defend preemptively that much and are less safe for the starting approach take more casualties, like we've seen over here. But still, the 15 coming in high and hot is not so usually seen, and therefore it's harder for the team to really go and defend that one situation, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Of course, now we are riding. I have on the top camera a bit of airplane information because we are having Enjoy and sorry, that's just MRAC and 64 Tab just doing a bit of aircraft formation. You know I'm a sucker for aircraft formation, guys, so deal with it while we are just doing a bit of showcase of the Tab, okay, guys?
So FYI, they just left the bubble, so they still have like 45 miles to fly back to Sochi.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, to Sochi.
So that's why we are going to keep on reviewing round 1 of the fight. Of course, we can see that Winnie here tried to get close to just MRAC, but of course, Fox 3, the Fox 3 120 has way more range than any Fox 1 whatsoever. Of course, when Winnie wanted to commit, he was saluted by a 120 coming his way, and oh la la, left for match.
It looks like he couldn't really decide whether to defend it into the ground, not to just run away from it. So he just turned away and ate that missile into his behind, apparently.
No, for what I can tell, for what I fly the Mirage 2000, okay, that he did notice, and he just janked the stick, and you cannot jank the stick with the Mirage 2000 because you can see here, just in a matter of seconds from 0.9 to 0.3.
Yeah.
So that's nice if you want to. So that's nice if you want to try to mask yourself with the ground, but that missile was way too close to be able to do that.
He was really slow right there. 0.3 is a bit too slow to be defending a missile. Like notching maybe, but he wasn't really in a notch there. He was just running away from it.
And that was a problem, sadly.
Yeah, that's a big problem right there.
Still, next casualty is Kakahuti. Come on, I have to butcher some names. Bear with me, guys. If not, I'm not happy myself.
I'm still not right. I haven't figured out myself how to pronounce it, but I think Wild Kaka would be maybe that's a good.
Wild Kaka is not nice because it's like Kaka in Spanish means shit, you know. So wild is like wild shit. No, I do prefer Cacahuete instead.
Cacahuete, it sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, it's peanuts. That's peanuts in Spanish, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So well, that's quite tasty. Just like this 120 to the face, I'm afraid to say. So
you just made me hungry. Not that I would like to eat 120, but some spinach would be nice.
Well, it has like half of a ton of metal. Well, that has some iron on it, you know. So I will not complain.
pretty healthy. Maybe not for your plane, but
but still. Okay, so let us go and check this out because we are almost up to the landing path with the guys. So of course, while Pilatus pilot came here trying to put a bit of pressure into the. Okay, this one did connect. I don't recall right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is what you want. Yeah, that's what you are saying. Okay, 2 meter is IX-27, Mach 1.6, which is very nice, but he's just 7 miles out. So he's way too fast, way too close, and that missile, just even from almost the deck, managed to connect.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where Tigru just passed away. Just. And the guys, apparently the guys are coming in from the landing or overhead breaker. So.
Yeah, no, right. Let us go over this fast, and then we go to get the cameras ready for them to land.
Yeah.
We have a bit of leeway. Not much, but we have a bit of leeway. So Pilatus pilot being sandwiches over here by Enjoy and just MRAC. And of course, as we did so before, Tigru gets out of the fight, tries to get himself in a good position, but still gets surprised by Enrak, Fox 2, and it's done.
Does it look like the Mars is surfing you there? Even though the Mirage has some Fox 2 or IR-SAM / IR missile detection system, doesn't look like it triggered right there.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, because otherwise he would have noticed probably and could have flared it.
I'm afraid to say so, of course.
Yeah.
But still, that's what we have, and that's what we get.
Yeah, but it was a great fight right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really surprising fight for sure. By the way,
and it's...
Oh, we are having the 18 already in runway?
It looks like it.
Yeah, it's already in runway. Okay, well, I lied. We ran a bit late with the landing, guys.
Looks like that F-18 is safe and sound back on the ground.
That is correct. Of course, I'm going to give him a bit more leeway to slow down a bit more, and then we will be declaring them victors of the round 1.
Yep.
Yeah, it's under. That's under control for sure.
Guys, don't forget, Leading Edge can still come back. There's 2 more rounds that could be flown, so if Leading Edge now wins 2 of them, they can still win. So we are doing a best of 3, as usual. So everything is open, I think. They could still win this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be remembering what has happened with the 15s for sure in this round 1. And they will be doing something so they don't get catch under surprise like this one.
That would be a very smart move, yeah.
I do know for sure that they will be doing some changes for that, almost for granted. Okay, so if you don't mind, my friend, can you tell the team that we are going to be restarting the mission so they know and they don't get scared when they have a black screen themselves?
Yeah, I will do that.
And of course, as mentioned, this first round goes to Alamo, and I'm going to also go and check what has happened with the skins, because I'm missing some skins myself from Alamo, and that's not a nice thing to have. So guys, we'll be back in a few moments while we get everything sorted out from the side, and guys, stay tuned. We'll be back in roughly 3 minutes. Stay tuned. So guys, we are back alive itself in the voice at the moment while I get my skin sorted out. I fucked things up myself and I forgot to download Alamo skins. So Alamo, when you watch this stream once again, I'm sorry for the first round. Sorry, I'm going to be presenting your skins and your team in this round 2, as it should have been done in round 1. But still, for all the guys at home, now it's just time to get involved in the vote to select who do you think will be winning round 2. So far, and I'm telling you, please be careful what you do select, because so far, usually what is happened is that the team you do think is going to be winning loses. So maybe you will have to vote the team who you think is going to be losing and not the winning, because that way he will be winning. You know, that kind of mind games that we love, and we love seeing them be played on the game with these teams, of course. So of course, while we are at it, Asphalt, my friend, what are your thoughts on who you think will be winning this round 2?
So, my initial thoughts would be the Mirage would be displaying really, really strongly because of its Focus 1 and being a bit stealthy, and But seeing these F-15s really taking out leading edges pilots in the early moments of the fight, I think that could be really, really dangerous to them and a key part to them actually losing. So, if I'm being honest, if leading edge doesn't correct their error, staying high and not anticipating these shots, I think they're gonna lose here. So I hope they realize that they did a small mistake there and that they need to correct that. So right now, I think both teams can still win, but Alamo has shown that they definitely have what it's what it needs to win this today.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
even if Alamo is fine with 2 mercenaries, these guys, the tactic being deployed with the 15s, realistically, I think that gives them the advantage at the start of the fight, as we've seen so far. But still, afterwards, when things get more involved and personal, that's where I've seen in this first round leading edge shining a bit more compared to Alamo, So that's why I'm very curious to see if Alamo does survive the first encounter with the 15s sent by leading edge. Then I do think that leading edge has a big chance of winning this round 2, though. At least that's my thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, we will have to see and wait, right? Wait and see which team, what team performs better in the second round. Again, leading edge can still win. Like Alamo could do a mistake mid-game that we don't see yet.
That is correct, but still, that's something we'll get to see in a few moments. But in a sec,
absolutely.
I'm going to go give a big few shoutouts on chat for the new followers who are Nova Civi, your own brother. Of course, welcome and thank you for the follow. Same as Flesh Sharam, thank you, my friend, for the follow. And of course, a nasty bot who was trying to sell you guys something, so I just did ban itself out. So simple as that. Oh, freaking gosh, the bot on Twitch. But still,
yeah, but not only on Twitch.
Not only on Twitch, for sure. But still, also, we have a question. I want you to answer this one, because I think you are going to be better than myself for this part specifically. The aerospace professional, that's Mocha from 14th VFS, by the way, so you know who's talking. So, of course, he's asking, what do you think is the most valuable aircraft actually for H2R? And that's something I would love to have you answer.
It depends on this scenario. Like in a SATAC scenario where you have jamming, where you have restricted loadouts and missiles, I think a platform or an aircraft with adequate data link, with an adequate radar, and actually a plane that is not being affected by any bugs right now, and having the best missiles right now, I think the Jeff is actually one of the best performing platforms at the moment. having a really strong missile, a adequate data link that can both communicate between F-16 and F-18, so receiving data link information from the 16 and the 18 data link. I think the 17 is a really strong plane at the moment.
Yeah, and of course, now that we know, we of course know that in this tournament, the format is that we are having a limit of 4 Fox 3s for each aircraft, whatever the type. That means that the Tomcats are only carrying 4 Phoenixes, the 14s, the 16 are carrying 4 Fox 3s, the 18 is exactly the same. So all the teams and all the aircraft are carrying that exactly same limitation. And then that's where you have to really make all those missiles shine. And you well said, the F-17, that's something we've seen, for example, ETF carrying over in this tournament. And
Absolutely.
Together with 2 Tomcats. And of course, I do know for sure that these guys do love their jets and they know how to use them.
Yep, that's true. They really studied the Jeff, and they are masters at it, I think. And those guys are really dangerous.
Well, believe it or not, I think that they are one of the top dogs for this tournament, like really.
Yeah, I'm afraid that we will have to fight them in the knockout phase.
Oh, you will have
Yep.
to. Oh.
Because according to our calculations, we are going to face them in the first round of the knockout phase.
Oh.
So this is going to be interesting, so stay tuned for that. Follow every single channel on SATAC. Also join the SATAC Discord to get the latest informations about all of this.
Yeah, by the way, I don't have the link. Do you have the link yourself by any chance?
I think, let me check really quick.
You have it, you can put it on chat.
Yeah, I will do that. Speaking of the other matches that we will have, currently Cobra is fighting versus PTF, and it's 1-0 for Cobra. So it's also a really interesting fight because it's in the same group, and all of the group members are having the same stats. So 2 wins and 1 loss and there's lots of possibilities for all the teams of going to the knockout phase.
Oh,
so we will have to wait and see.
I didn't know that the other. I was too frantic lately, so I could not get all my berries together. But I don't forget that the other fight today is from the same group, and as we saw on the start, we are having 4 teams tied right now. So the teams going for the bracket stage is going to select it today.
Yep.
Oh freaking gosh! So this is going to be a very intense one for sure.
It's a really intense and interesting fight as well, because today is going to decide which teams may or may not make it to the knockout phase. We don't know. We will have to see.
Oh, so guys, be sure to also check the other stream. I don't know who's covering it. I don't remember. Can you check it out, you man? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I'm following this stream as we speak.
Who is the one doing the coverage for the match?
Breakshot tonight.
Okay, then let me also do a shout out for, if I recall correctly, that's let me see, it's at 51st 50 Breakshot. So shout out for Breakshot. I did put correct.
That's it.
So guys, you can go to his channel,
and
then you will be able to check the other fight. So be sure to join the fight, and you will be able to watch.
It's homing.
Yeah.
Also just dropped the Discord link for the SATAC server, so if you want to join, feel free to do so. I think the guys from 51st Key-Up and from 100 are really grateful for you joining. They are the guys that are organizing all of this, and they are doing a really good job at that.
That is correct. And of course, while we get to wait for the rest of the Alamo team to join up the takeoff formation, please, I do know that you have all information that we get from them to present them. If you don't mind to do so, please.
From Alamo?
Yes, please.
Yes, the team is made of both NA, North American and European players, which are from the countries like the United States, Germany, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And the team Alamo was formed around October 2020, so it's the same age as a one-trick pony actually. They have participated in SATAC 2021, the House of Tsar, which is a tournament created by the guy from ETF we just talked about earlier, and they also they participated in TAC 21-1, which was the 8 vs 8 tournament last year.
Okay, so of course now we are also using this opportunity to showcase the skins from Alamo that we were missing round 1. So once again, I'm sorry, my friends, I did fuck up, but still, things are being corrected right now. So now we can see that these beautiful skins, they are going for a more military approach. You know, if this is not exactly a Splinter camo, but still, seem Splinterish. I think that's more.
Yeah, it's inspired by a Splinter camo, you could say.
Yeah,
and it looks great on the 15. There's nice camos like that.
Yeah, and
in IRL.
This little detail. Come and take it.
Come and take it.
If you dare.
If you dare, yeah, to challenge the mighty F-15.
So we are having exactly the same design for the 16s. These guys, I know that they've changed their skins a lot since last time I saw them. Because I remember the first time I went into any kind of fight for the PvP fight in a tournament, I was flying a mercenary for them. That I do recall. And I remember they changed skins and such. So of course. They are a very good team, and they are a very good bunch of guys, and I love seeing them presenting a good fight today. So of course, I think that both teams are almost ready, isn't it?
It looks like it. Yeah, both teams just wrote ready.
Okay, so just give me a sec to get cameras up and ready to start the round 2, and then we'll be going with that. So guys, give me just a few seconds to line up one camera. Line up the other camera out of camera so you don't get to see the things going on right now. And that one is freaking gosh, I'm taking a bit more time than I love. Okay.
So, should I do the countdown again?
Yes, please. All yours, my friend. Do the honors.
So, round 2 is live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 good fight, have fun.
That's it, round 2 is alive. So we see on the left, the JF-17 of course is smoking the the honey pot from the Disney Patrol right now. Of course we see that they are starting to take off the rollout. Realistically, it seems to me that Leading Edge is going to go for more or less exactly the same tactic, you know, all of them more or less bunched together and then going out high. We'll see. With the Mia 2000 down below, but still...
We will have to see, yeah.
We'll have to see, but still, realistically we saw that in this round 1, the Mia 2000 really didn't put that much of a fight so far in this round 1. But I love seeing that they are changing tactics and they are improving how they are using the Mia 2000. Because I do remember that one of the other fights, I do recall seeing them with the Mia 2000 way out of the fight and not really partaking in the fight in any moment at the time, you know. And they are, bit by bit, they are polishing those little details. So they are sure that they are going to be showcasing the Mia 2000 power in this kind of tournaments.
That is true. I mean, Leading Edge is a relatively new team, like being founded in the last 5 to let's say 8 months. That is a pretty new team, and getting together all these guys working properly with each other, every element of the 2 ships or even the 6 ship in this case, working together without like blindly, without really having to talk to each other. That's a lengthy process. You can't just force it within a few weeks. You have to fight, you have to train essentially all these different processes before and in the match, especially communications. And I think both Mirages are capable of taking out a lot of the enemies. So we will have to see how they get into this round 2 of tonight's fight, because they will have to adapt a bit, otherwise they are not gonna make it, in my opinion.
That is totally correct, my own opinion too. So of course, now we are going to do a round of the airplanes that we are having today, once again. So now on camera we have, this is Soltar with the 16, just dumping the fuel tank. Just next to him we have the Black Rep team leader for Leading Edge, Black Rep, just also with the dropping the fuel tank before, as we saw. Just trailing a bit behind, we have Wild well, let's go with Cacahuete for today. Wild Cacahuete today carrying the 17 with the ECM pod. Oh, freaking gosh, sorry, my bad. Carrying the ECM pod, climbing as hard and getting into formation. Just trailing behind him. Now we have also Pilatus Pilot at Angels 30 Mach 0.9. Also burning through fuel. These guys really do love to burn through fuel in the first part of the fire.
But the F-16 at this altitude or even higher altitudes is a bit more efficient than down low. So if you were down to like, let's say Angels 20, that would be much worse than at Angels 30. And they did climb really aggressively at the start.
Yeah, of course, that's it. Of course, every team has their needs, the little details, and how they do take off so they can get into the fight at the most altitude with highest airspeed and the most fuel. That's the little details and little things that do make things change for sure between each fight. So of course, now we are riding with Elwini and Tiru with the Mirage 2000 on camera. And as before, we see them on tag view that they are running exactly the same as before. All of them in a span of 7 miles out, Mach 1 for the front formation from leading edge, and 0.9 for the Mirage 2000. Of course, they are running a bit slower, so they don't burn through fuel that much when they are so low. So of course, let us go check now Alamo and see how they're going, and then I will get back to that question which was asked by Aerospace Engineer, aka Mocha from 14th BFS, so I can get to answer that before I forget, because my memory, as per usual, is not great, and I can fuck things up if I do not check that out. So on camera, we have right now 64th tab carrying the 16, with just having dropped the Trenter fuel tank a few moments ago, and with him to the left flank of Alamo, we are riding right now with Enjoy, carrying the Hornet with all the fuel, all the world, and all the missiles possible that can be carried. In the middle area, the middle formation from Alamo, we are going to be riding with Emrak. The formation leader Emrak and Sam and his tail, both of them once again carrying the ECM pod. And of course, carrying the ECM pod is a very interesting approach. I mean, it's a trade-off. I think you mentioned that before. That of course it gets you to be seen from farther away, but still, I don't know if it really pays off going for the notch, and helps out that much or not. That's not something I know for sure.
Well, right now it doesn't really matter because the F-14 can't see you at longer distances because there is no F-14 leading edge, obviously. Yeah. But you need to mention as well that using a pod in self-protection mode, or generally using a pod, will limit you in your radar capabilities in the F-16, because once the pod is emitting, you can't use your radar because the pod would influence your radar as well. So that limits your capabilities a bit, but that's something you can work around, especially when defending missiles.
Yeah. So of course, now we have the two remaining elements from Alamo, which are the 15s right now with this beautiful camo, going over Mach 1.4 and just 34, just going full blown. So they are just burning through fuel once again. These guys really do love burning through fuel from the get-go. That's amazing.
Yeah, you will have to mention that between the F-15s and the F-16s, which we just seen, there's already 20 miles. They are coming from the north, I think. They're already separating. They just entered the bubble.
That is correct. So of course, as you well said, the 15s are going for a northern approach, just for you to know, going to be a bit easier to comprehend. We are looking to the north, okay? Right now on camera, so we have 64th TAP and Enjoy 125 just on the south, the 216 from Alamo in the middle, and the 15 seems to be going towards Minali Body right now, and they will be coming back into the fight later on to try to get a hold of the situation over here with the leading edge. So of course, I do think that these guys with the 15s are deciding to come into the fight in the second wave, At least that's my guess.
Could be. I mean, as always, we will have to see what they are actually planning. But right now, it looks like they are setting up something like it's not a pincer, but like something from the north to actually just influence them. As you said, we have a question that still requires to be answered. Mocha from the 14th 3FS is asking, do you think the DCS competitive scene is still in child's shoes and the amount of professionalism, in quote, professionalism, can be improved a lot? So what are your thoughts on that topic?
Well, that was a question I wanted to bring out once again, because realistically, heck yeah, we need more professionalism in this matter. I mean, still, there are many things that are not really under control for the tournaments. Like, for example, we in SATAC we had a bit of discussion with the overlay, with the export.lua overlays to put in the same screen. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a bit of debate there. You can have, and it's same to have, and but you can also argue, okay, if that's something you can talk and talk about, then why not bring into the conversation also reshade, and then why not bring into the conversation having a difference on hardware, and then. So there are many things that can be improved.
Yeah, that's true. You just, eventually, not eventually, but in reality, you're realizing that you are defining this scene by your hardware you have, and not everyone can spend $1,000 on a custom simpit. That's just not possible. And in this case, being relatively open, what the hardware regulations are, is a key essence to keeping everyone in the scene and not losing anyone. That would be really, really sad, because DCS competitive is a relatively small, I would say, scene within the DCS community, and thus the like, we do not have any external, aside from DCS involved companies, sponsoring any teams yet. Like, when you look at other esports games, like, let's say, League of Legends or Valorant, those teams are being sponsored by big companies already, and DCS doesn't have that right now because it's, let's say, a niche game. But it's also very important that this game has a continuing professionalism in this scene, because it's just such an awesome thing to do, in my opinion. So yes, there can be much more professionalism in this game, but it's as I said, it's a lengthy process, as well as a question of time.
Yeah, but still, as far as I do think, as I recall, the only team in DCS who is being sponsored by any company is Green Reapers Competitive, who are being sponsored by WinWing. I think that's all.
Yep, you're right. But WinWing is a company that is involved in DCS after all.
Yeah, so, but still, it's a company who is.
It is a company that is sponsoring a team. Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true.
And of course, that's the first step. And then, of course, I want to see things going well and very well organized, because then it's going to be more fair for all the teams involved in a kind of fight on tournament. So things are more leveled across all the spectrum of the fight, and that's something we all as competitors and part of this DCS community, which is a competitive settings, we all love. I think we all will love to see that, and we do deserve having things being as transparent as possible, as clear as possible, as legal as possible, and that way things are as level as possible, and we guys will be able to have the best fun out possible in the world.
Absolutely right, I totally agree with you. But let's get back to the match. We just saw a first exchange of missiles from the F-15s in the north, and we can also see that both Disney patrol flights of the Mirages are down south behind the mountains, sneaking up on all of Alamo, which are totally clueless about this situation right now. Because Leading Edge actually looped around and went cold on the whole Alamo flight and rearranged the whole flight. So this is really interesting to see, because now Leading Edge is making active use of all the mountains right there.
That is totally correct, and of course we saw that Alamo, of course, having Leading Edge decided to pull out of the fight, they are forcing Alamo and the 215s to really burn through fuel, in order to get into combat arena, and therefore they are just going to be playing, at least at this part of the first fight, they're going to be playing the fluid economy game and making press, and in this case press, with being Fox 3 onto La Creb, just dropping some more missiles. No, sorry, that missile is coming to that missile is coming to Soltar. Sorry. So Soltar right now is being the target of that Fox 3 from press, while Cacahuete sending out SD-10 towards the Alamo group. Okay, we are not checking everything. Give me a sec, I'm going to do it this way. It's going to be a bit better, I think. Because this is hard to get that on camera. Okay, well,
look at those Mirages down there, they're totally out of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think they don't even themselves know where they are right now.
It looks a bit like that, but I think they are just following the all of the ravines and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, this will be the optimal time. I do think that for to have leading edge coming back into the fight with the Mirage 2000 with the Disney Patrol, and then having the best option possible to survive Enjoy here, where he's just trying to defend. Of course, you can see that. Oh, yours.
Unfortunately, I think we already lost someone from leading edge. I think I'm missing a F-16, perhaps.
I think you are right.
I think we're down to 5 versus 6.
You are totally right.
I think the F-15 claimed another kill.
Yeah, but
another victim. Yeah, that's the right word.
I don't know who though, but still, you are totally right.
Let me see. It's like Wildkaterhütte, Solta, La Crêpe. Pilatus Pilot is missing, I think.
That is correct.
Yeah, we lost Pilatus Pilot.
Oh,
F-15's got another kill. We were totally talking about the Mirage. I didn't really notice that. Yet again, there's another ST-10 out from 15 miles on Enjoy, which it looks like.
That is correct.
And he's up at 10,000, possibly being able to defend it just by asking himself.
Well, he's in a good position to do so. Of course, if he knows, or he knows now, he's just going to defend right now as hard as he can.
Looks like he's trying to notch that missile.
Yeah, he's in a good distance. But ST-10 is not easily notched though, so we'll see if he manages to defend that one. Still tracking.
Comes close, but no, it's trashed. That one is trashed.
Okay, perfect. But we do have Disney Patrol coming from the back, joining the fight in a few moments. They will take a few more minutes to get into fight, but still, they are once again in the fight. That's going to be more interesting to watch for sure.
They are 30 miles out from Tab and Enjoy. I don't know if they can make it before the or let's say they will make it, but the question is, when will they arrive at the fight? I mean,
sure.
I'm also curious if Alamo's AWACS can see them, because they're really low down now.
Yeah, but I think they are aiming towards. Okay, these guys are so freaking embroiled in this fight, together with like Rep, Sultan, well, Cacahuete, that they are going to be having problems. But now we are
lots of missiles now.
Yeah, that is correct. So let me ride a bit closer to here, so we get a bit better view right now. So Enjoy going for the notch, who we have right now on camera. Of course, he's also sending missiles with La Crêpe. 120 is coming from just MRAC towards Sultan in defensive positioning. They have the Mirage 2000, still too far away to really be a factor, but still 5 more minutes for them to arrive into the fight. Hopefully we'll get to see them back into action. Enjoy coming in hot, but while Cacahuete is just coming in hot with the 17, making ready Fox 3 onto Enjoy. Enjoy also responding with that Fox 3 on his own, while Cacahuete, while Sultan is coming back and putting more pressure into Enjoy.
Those are really dangerous shots right there. We're talking about like sub 7 miles. And that ST-10 is notched. Wow, okay, that is a
that was a close goal.
Right there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also just MRAC now on La Crêpe.
MRAP on camera now trying to defend the missile sent downrange by La Crêpe. La Crêpe is also trying to defend. Okay, MRAP trying to defend, and La Crêpe is down.
He turned back into the missile trying to cockroach down there.
Oh, okay, what a pity. What a pity.
The Mirage is arriving now. Coming close to the F-18, the Enjoy and the F-18. Less than 10 miles, you should see him.
Yeah, of course. Now we have Sultan against Sam on the rear part of the most western part of the fight. Changing missiles. Now we are riding with Sultan. He's going to be defending, maneuvering, popping some flares and chaff. Will it connect? And of course, one more casualty. And Tigru managed to notch one missile. Now one more 20 coming his way. Let me try to ride with Tigru. Tigru is down.
That missile came straight from his 12.
Yeah.
And he didn't really defend. Or he could not really defend.
Yeah.
And Winnie is a really bad position right there, being sandwiched and even separated from Wildkaterhütte right there. So
that is correct.
I don't see winning queues right here for leading edge.
No, I don't see any.
If I'm counting correctly, I still see 6 people or 6 pilots from Alamo alive.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost done in favor of Alamo up to this point. But still...
we're just committing... That's a merge right there. Enjoy and Winnie are just merging.
Oh yes, you are totally right. Let me try to get...
Do they see each other though? That's the question.
Yes, I do know that they are seeing each other because we have them on camera going for the match right now. Okay, by the way, we
They
just
don't see each other.
Oh, they have. They
Winnie
don't.
didn't see Enjoy, and Enjoy
Oh,
didn't see
freaking
Winnie.
gosh!
And Tab just flew above both of them. And
Yeah. By the way,
holy
we are
shit.
missing Wild Cacahuete, who has been shot down by just Emrak.
Yeah.
So Winnie, I think Sam does see Winnie. By the way, I think. Let me try to get. Yes. Sam.
His
Oh,
only
not yet.
his only chance right now is to cause enough chaos and confusion in all of this, like furball it is already, to maybe even cause some friendly fire between Alamo, which totally could happen.
Well, on
this
his
point.
position exactly in the same center of everything, it could happen, but still, Winnie is just going to be defending missiles from all directions as he's just going. You can see him on camera just defending very hard as a missile is coming his way. 120 from just Emrak and takes the kill.
Turn back into it.
Oh, freaking gosh. But still,
And was the last dude from Leading Edge.
I'm afraid so. And from Alamo, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 survivors. We have the entire team alive.
The entire team of Alamo was just... The F-15 press just held back in the north because he was almost out of missiles right there. But that was a really strong display from Alamo.
That is totally right. I mean, let us go check the remaining weaponry for these guys. Of course, we have right now Press carrying 2 Fox 1 and 2 heaters himself. Let me also check the Tap, who we have right now on camera, one of the mercenaries, who is over here. Tap is carrying 3 Fox 3s and 2 heaters, so they still have a long way to go with the missile though.
Same as last round actually.
Yeah, interesting. So for now, just Emrak still carrying 2 heaters, and that's all. Of course, guns as per usual. True Metroman carrying the old 15, still carrying 2 Fox 3, no, 4 Fox 3s, 2 Fox 1s, and 2 heaters. What the hell?
That is an awful lot of missiles.
Yeah, way too many.
Those missile shots by Alamo must have been high PK shots all of the time, because otherwise they would have to spend many more missiles than they just did. I mean, the F-18 looks pretty Winchester on Fox 3s.
Yeah, I do think he has dropped everything, you know. Just knowing what has happened before, so we cannot check what he was carrying. But yeah, nevertheless, we could get his having carrying more missiles than he needed for this occasion, for what we've seen so far, this fight. But still, we are going to be... I think I'm missing someone. Sam? Yeah, I think I haven't showcased Sam yet. Sam is carrying exactly 2 heaters and 1 Fox 3 plus the ECM pod. So this is going to be a very good occasion to go back on time with this rewind tool for low latency. Well, the sponsor of this tournament, together with Eagle Dynamics, low latency. I always forget all my names because there are so freaking many.
Raspam.
Headroom Rasband and Magnitude 3. That is correct. That is totally correct. So many names, many big names in the industry are coming into this tournament as sponsors. And that's the kind of things I love seeing for sure. So of course, let us go and check the tab view. Of course, you can see that the Mirage 2000 were really digging into the ground, making sure that they were coming into the fight just on the nick of time. Of course, we can see Leading Edge started to decide, okay, we are going to pull out a bit, and that gave Lacrep a good option to start doing the Fox 3 onto the enemy team, but still, Press was not Fox 3. Of course, they did Fox 3 onto True Metroman, managed to get himself some airspace, but still, Press was not targeted. So I do think that this was a problem with sorting, you know, because Pilatus Pilot...
Yeah, could be.
I mean, Pilatus Pilot and Grep were together. Okay, oh wait, like Grep was in front of everything. Yeah. So yeah, maybe they could have worked a bit more, trying to do a better sorting of the targets. Because here Lacrep does Fox 3, and maybe Pilatus Pilot would have had enough space to do so. And then that way, these guys, Brett, will not have time enough space to commit into here and put that much pressure.
Yeah, that is true. That is really true. And if you look closely, the Mirage should have like committed to the fight right there. They should have put their course towards the north, just as Curious Colo just pointed out. It was already too late when they joined the action. Absolutely correct. They should have gone north right there, because otherwise their whole warship is just totally isolated.
That is
They're
totally
just,
correct.
I mean, they're sneaking really well down there, but doesn't really help you if the entire fight is like 40 miles up north.
Yeah. And of course, as per usual, hindsight 2020. Remember, guys, we are just sitting in our comfortable chair at home with nothing to lose. So, of course, these kind of calls are very tough one decisions, and teams do have to take them up every moment of the combat, and therefore it's not easy at all making sure that you commit your guys up to the best moment into a fight. It's an art in itself. So complicated, very complicated.
It is really complicated.
Yeah, but still, that's one of the key parts of making sure that you are going to be in the fight. More so when you are committing to Mirage 2000. That really is a very hard airplane to employ in this situation, where you are outgunned in quantity and outgunned in reach by 120s.
That is really true. But getting into a merge with the Mirage is also really hard to manage yourself, because the Mirage is just stomping on in the dogfight. So if you can force a dogfight and even succeed in it by killing someone, that's great. But right there, the Mirage is out of the fight and not effective for Alamo, which is why they could just keep leading at the mountains. And with that kill, like, it's a really fast missile again.
Of course, we've seen so far the Alamo is just. I mean, I was surprised that SPQR did brought the 15s, but really I'm surprised that Alamo are bringing them out to fight, and they're employing them in a very well manner. And I'm happy to see that coming, you know?
Yeah, I totally get what you're trying to say. It's just being conservative or economy, thinking about your economy and not spending all of your missiles at once, especially in such a situation where you think you have the upper hand, is really important. And I think we've seen that with Alamo.
Yeah, of course, this time they've learned their time. Of course, they know that they were, okay, we are committing, and then we are going to outscale, get some space, and then coming back into the fight. Yeah. That's why this time they were not taking in this close formation, this close fight as before.
Yeah, they do have a lot of time for that. You see, there's Sam, there's just Emmerich, there's Tab coming in from the right. There's so much space for the F-15s to loop around, just as we see it right there, and get a clean picture, because the F-15 radar sometimes is a bit difficult to work, in my opinion. Could be cluttered easily, especially with friendly contacts in front of you. So, yeah, that was really well played right there. And now we can see the Mirage arriving, while leading edge is already down to 4 versus 6, with like crap just dying there.
Yeah, but then we are missing two. Okay, yeah, sorry, yes. I was just thinking I was missing someone else, but you are totally right. So of course, that this engagement between just Emrak and Lacrep, we can see that Lacrep is very low and very slow. And Mach 0.7 is not the ideal speed to launch at 120, even if it's just 6 miles out. Just Emrak is carrying a bit more high, a bit more optimal to go defensive. Of course, going at 0.9 Mach gives him enough space to go down, use the mountain as defense. Of course, you can see over here. He did manage to get the missile crash into the ground. That's why this mountain region are very interesting to fight with. And of course, Lacrep over here, in this case, didn't get he could not use this mountain area, because this was not tall enough for him to put that 120 into the ground. Sadly for him in this case. Of course,
what he could have done right there would be to defend to the left maybe, and try to use the tallest point of the mountains. Maybe that could have helped him a bit more. But as you just said, he's really slow down there. You're not gonna defend a missile that is coming with Mach 2 at sub 5 miles.
Yeah, of course. And these kind of situations tends to be better to just go for the notch, not going out cold.
Yeah.
So for you guys being at home, if you go to the notch, that means that you are going perpendicular to the missile, and therefore you are masking yourself with the terrain better. compares that if you are going out hot or just direct to the missile, or out cold away from the missile. And that's why for many teams, the notch is one of the main tools that they have when they are getting a very close quarter fight with the enemy team. Up to the point, I do remember that 18 Sparrows skins they have on their tail art in Notch We Trust. Up to that point,
in Notch We Trust.
In Notch
We
Trust.
Yep, that is true. The Notch is a really important tool, as you just said, yeah.
That is correct.
But again, no, we can see just 6 guys from Alamo in a, let's say, like a free ship on both sides, and the remaining 2 ships, or the remaining two ships from leading edge, just being separated by one of the flanks from Alamo, not being able to do mutual support between both ships is just devastating at this point.
Yeah.
And Alamo being really picky with their, or not picky, but smart about their shots, like from shooting from Angels 22 down to Angels 10 at 10 miles is a good high PK shot in some circumstances, and he's really fast. Look at that, he's Mach 1.2.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I will be afraid to be up this high. I mean, I will be more comfortable being a bit lower, Angel 15 around, you know, because I think this is a bit too high. But that's my personal opinion, to be more comfortable, because you are committing into this fight, and then you have to go vertical, as Sam sees. We can see Sam doing it here. Oh wait,
he's defending this missile apps. He did kill Zoltar right there.
Yeah, he did kill Zoltar, but still he did manage to notch the missile with all the chaff.
Yeah, I think what just happens is the missile tries to pull lead and then just lost him out of the out of its radar. And that is what Sam really does. He's confident in his energy state. He knows that he can do a high PK shot. At the same time, he's confident enough that there's enough space below him so he can easily defend it. And this is what makes such a shot and such a pilot really dangerous.
That is correct. So of course, let us go with the situation over this area where we have the leading edge dispatch roll coming in hot, and you're seeing them coming. T-Group managed to put the one missile down into the ground, but still Press coming in hot from freaking high. Still 10 miles out, 35 miles out, and just 35. That's come on, that's way too high for that.
That missile disintegrates the whole Mirage. That poor baguette.
Yeah, poor baguette. Of course, he had another one coming, but still.
Right into the face.
Yes, and of course, we have Wild Cacahuete just going out cold. And by the way, you guys on chat, you can teach me how to pronounce this freaking name, please. I'll be happy to not butcher some more names. But still, just Emrak coming in hot from the back. And Winnie here, just getting into a merge with everyone inside the middle. No one see him except just Emrak. Comes in and takes the last kill for the fight. And of course, that means that that is the last kill of this round. And of course, we are going to be seeing right now, and let me get cameras ready for you guys. They're going to be seeing right now the 64 team, the Alamo team, sorry, just coming in to land on the final approach for landing at a Molotov, as we can see right now on camera. So of course, we are riding right now with 64 Tab, with leading the formation between him and Alamo Emrak, both with the 16s. So it seems to me that maybe they will go with a land formation. Will they? They will be my life.
I mean, I would love to see a formation landing. I mean, after they displayed really well in the fight, why not just go for the extra bonus points from us too, and go for the formation landing? I mean, I do remind you that there's wake turbulence from all of the aircraft, so landing in a formation could easily just smack your plane out of balance and just you kiss the ground goodbye.
Nah, but I don't think that's going to be that much of a problem.
I don't think so either, but they need to be careful after all.
Yeah, but they're coming very spaced between them, so this is not going to be that much of a big deal.
Yeah, that is right. That is right.
So of course, I'm going to use this opportunity to check with the teams if they are going to go with an interview or not. So then we can go and interview the guys over. Oh well, they are going for a formation landing approach themselves.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Bonus points for you, gents. That's what I love seeing. And I'm going to get that in full camera because you do deserve it. For sure.
What a beautiful day
Yeah.
for an F-16 landing.
I will not have decided to end this with any other way, you know?
Yeah, that's the
Having,
proper way to do it, right?
yeah, and also you are having one of the mercenaries, which is Tab, who has just joined them for today's fight, together with one of the members from What the Fuck. I forgot the name. My freaking
I
god.
think it's from Motherfuck, yeah.
Enjoy, yeah, enjoy. Enjoy from What the Fuck has also joined for today's fight, and of course, Cacahuete comes from peanuts, so it's wild peanuts. So Fanuche and I'm a girl. Fanuche is a girl. Okay, so I was pronouncing it correctly. So cacahuete is peanuts, so therefore it's exactly the same as Spanish. You know, it's cacahuete. Come on, I was saying it correctly from the get go, and I didn't know myself. Oh my freaking gosh! But
And
still,
the Hornet is also coming.
yes. So we have the last guys coming in, but of course this is going to be signaling the end of the fight between Alamo and Leading Edge, and of course, for the pronunciation of my name is in game. Oh, Fanuche on chat is cacahuete. Oh, cacahuete. Okay, that's more or less cacahuete. That's more or less the correct way to pronounce. Okay, and that's very interesting to see that you are. Oh, I do recall that we had one girl from the Net Flying, but I didn't know who was. Now it's you. Now I know it's you. So I was butchering your name left and right. I'm sorry for that, but that's part of what you get when you got me as a streamer, guys. You have to deal with that. But still,
Looks.
all yours.
Yeah.
All yours.
No,
all
it's
yours.
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 I'm
Come on.
just. We can see that the F-16 is coming around, and the F-15s seem to approach from the south. Maybe they go for a formation landing too, because they are staying close to each other.
Yeah, but still, I will be talking with the teams and check if they are up for interview or not, so we can speak things up, and therefore we are going to be checking this. I know I have like rep on chat. Yep, Alamo is here. I'll be there too. Okay, let me check with breath. Well, I have to change my freaking keyboard. Do not buy a 60% keyboard. You don't know what you are getting to. By the way,
Full-size keyboards forever, I'm telling you.
at least TKL, you know, TKL, at least that.
Well, I want my numpad. I don't want to get rid of it.
Come on, you don't need it. It's not that you are going to do any calculus
Oh,
whatsoever.
I do need it.
Oh,
I do
then?
need it for DCS. There's some nice key bindings I need.
Oh, then I haven't said nothing at all. Then
Numpads are great, like for the UFC in the F-16 or for the Wing. Just typing in some coordinates like that. It's also really handy, to be honest. As we said before, we have a match going parallel from the same group, Group D, between Cobra and PTF, Phoenix Task Force. Both teams, and I kid you not, have won one round each, so it's 1-1, and they are going for the third round. And it is important because all of the teams in Group D are having 2 wins and 1 loss. So this day, today is deciding which teams are going to the knockout phase and which are not.
and of course
Very interesting day.
we know for sure now that one of the teams coming into the bracket stage is going to be Alamo. And of course, both teams have agreed to go for an interview right now, by the way, guys. So we are going to be closing the server and joining the chat with them. And then we'll be able to talk with them, discuss about the fight itself. And of course, guys, guys on chat, keep your questions rolling on chat, because we will be not only interviewing them, but also you can partake in the interview and roll out any question that you want to roll out to the teams. So guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few more moments when we get them up and running. So guys, we are once again live together. From left to right, we have Asphalt. Please say hi.
Hello, gents.
My co-host for today, best co-host I could ask for sure. Myself, the
Thank
narrator
you.
here, and of course next to me we have Just Emrak with this
It's
beautiful.
Mrak! I told you to!
What? Come?
It's
Oh?
Mrak, not Emrak.
Mrak. It's a dumb name.
Marak.
It means clout in Czech, leave me alone.
Clout chaser.
Oh. Well, that's a fun name for sure. I mean,
Yeah, it has lore, you know.
it has lore. I mean, even my name has a bit of
Rack
lore
lore.
itself. But come on, I could stare all day long to your beautiful googly eyes of your avatar, you know, and that
Yeah, thank
beautiful
you. I stole
smile.
it off of Emperor.
And of course, we have together with us, next to him, as his beautiful googly eyes, we have a beautiful dessert from France. Crepe, please say hi to your viewers. And of course, to close the information up, we have Press with us.
Hello.
So of course, guys, as per usual, and first and foremost, congratulations are in order for Alamo for today's fight.
Yeah, thank you. Holding an imaginary trophy. Well, not yet, actually.
Well, pretty happy because winning this match should mean that we get to go to the playoff rounds. So
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
far
it
as
was a
I,
decisive moment.
but as
Yeah, I
far as
think
I
I've-
do know, I think you are in already.
yeah, no, it should because I think us, LDE, PTF, and Cobra were all tied.
Yeah, this
Yes.
group was
So-
kind of insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, it was a decisive match tonight, and well, GG guys.
Yeah, GG.
Just,
Well,
just as a quick heads up, Cobra and PDF are still fighting. It's 1-1
Yeah.
right now, going to the third round. So it
Dang.
remains really, really intense.
Man,
Who
they're
you
having
got
a
your
long
money
one,
on,
huh?
guys?
Well,
Cobra,
no
'cause we
money
beat
bets,
them.
please, guys. Do not
No
bet
money
any
bets.
money, please. Please.
Don't bet any money. I will call whatever your tax services are and have it all taken.
Please get it really secretive between yourselves here, okay? Now to have your personal selves, please. But of course, let's go back a bit. What you were mentioning one thing. I think I'm going to butcher your name once again. I'm sorry. Mrak?
Mrak, yes. Good job.
Marak. For me, it's like easier to pronounce Marak. I don't know why, but still.
It's fine. It's better than Mrak.
It's better, Emrak. You will be
Indeed.
Emrak forever in my heart, my friend.
Okay, I still like you because you have a scar H.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Uh,
Fair enough.
So yeah, any questions or anything? I don't know.
No, yes, of course. I was just going to get back into the conversation that you guys were mentioning that Marak was the MVP because he took out 7 aircrafts in the fight. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he did really well. We were joking after the first round, because I got those 2 nice first pass kills on leading edge, and Mark was like, "Bro, I got 4," and I'm like, "Yeah, you mopped up my battlefield."
I mean, to
So-
be fair, it's true because like 15s are kind of insane. But I'm
Yeah.
never gonna fly it. I love my 16 too much.
Yeah, I do want to ask though, leading edge, how'd you guys feel about the 15s like screaming at you?
Well, like everybody else, we studied your tech views, your old matches, and well, good job on changing strats.
Yeah, that's all me. That's all me. I'm taking all the credit.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
We did that in a scrimmage against Keop just offhand, and then you were like, "Let's do it in real life."
That's not
Yeah.
true.
It is true, 100%. Anyways,
Come on.
Continue.
Yeah, we didn't expect the 15s to be in the middle right there. And to be very honest, I thought I had at least 5 nautical miles more before turning cold. I called a general, cold, but it was too late, and we ate your 120s. I still don't know how you managed to get Zoltar on this one. He was behind me. and I still
Oh,
don't
'cause
know how you managed to get him.
because I shot at you,
Yeah.
and then I targeted Zoltar, and
Yeah.
then I think your notch broke my lock, and I shot at him like after that.
But I died too, so
Well, yeah,
both
I know.
both him and I died. But I don't know how he died with this one. I need to check the tag views, because to him the missile was dead, and it was so far, so far. I don't know. Yeah, the 15 is definitely a beast, and
Yeah.
we don't see it a lot against us. So, well, we learned a lesson today, and next time it won't happen.
Sleeper OP.
Oh, that yeah. Yeah, pro tip then, just take a jammer on the 16s, because I know you guys fly it. I saw that you guys weren't using it in PTFs, your
Yeah.
match against PTF, and I was confused. So
I was about to ask it. Nevertheless, it was a really, really intense fight for both of us to watch. But so your decision to take the was it the short pod or the long pod on the F-16?
Short pod, because long
Yeah.
pod is worthless because it only adds you weight and no benefits whatsoever.
So what was your is it the only point that like jamming a specific plane with the pod, or what was the exact reason for you to take
Well,
the
I'm
pod?
trying to.
so the
Okay, go ahead.
jamming, the point of the jamming, the way it's currently modeled in DCS is like it's just noise jamming. Even the cell protection jammers are just noise jamming. So the point of it is to deny ranging information to your opponent while you're outside of like burn through. So you can't take like 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 my 45-mile shot or whatever I took on leading edge, like that wouldn't be possible because I could not tell how far away they were until they're about until they're through the burn through range.
Yeah, but does it affect the missile loft or
Yeah,
not?
yeah. It denies it. The missile will
Because,
not loft like at a while you're outside of burn through range. So
because you in the 16, for example, even though you were jamming, I knew your range because I just had to check my HSD, and I knew
yeah,
you were
yeah,
this range.
because the HSD on the F-16 represents the like AWACS's link,
Yeah.
right? While your
Yeah.
FCR is a different one.
So
But yeah.
yeah.
So in the end, it's just not not adequate, but it's not done. Like the overall jamming process, or just the noise, the jammer, the radar noise you receive is just a really early state of the whole development in electronic warfare and DCS.
Yeah,
So I think I expect that to change in the coming years, but I mean, right now it's a really legitimate reason to take the jammer. Like denying DSA and denying the ranging information on your opponent is a strong argument, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. It's super archaic right now and very simple, and it should get better. And when it does get better, it'll be even harder to deal with. Is my hope. But yeah, it denies everything from like being able to tell how far away someone is to knowing the aspect that they're flying to even sorting. Because like on an F-15 and in like flankers and stuff like that, it just pops up as a gigantic strobe on your thing, so you have absolutely no idea where it is. And if you try to like lock, it's hard to like lock someone up, because if someone's not jamming but you can see them and there's a jamming contact like in the same azimuth as them, it's impossible to try and lock up that guy because you'll just lock up the jamming target. So you can do things like screen, which is what we were doing in the 15s. We were trying to like at least try to block the F-16s behind us. So yeah.
All right, so
It worked.
having Vinny with us now, one of the Mirage pilots from Leading Edge, you guys did a really interesting approach in the second round, going to the south behind the mountains and actually trying to mask the AWACS and denying your position or the information on your position to Alamo, and trying to sneak up behind them or to the side. That didn't really work, right? You were a bit late to the fight, didn't you? Like,
Yes, we were we weren't aware that the situation was so advanced.
Yeah, little
for
communication issue.
Yeah, we knew the forest limits of the Mirage today, because as we saw on the tag view, we were in the middle of everyone once we get out of the mountains, and we get only information from the AWACS. We try to commit some bandits, but we were not able to engage. I had a F-15 in front of me, but was never able to get a STT, a proper STT log to get a 550 to him. And the situation was too far messy at this point, and we were not able to know that we were really in the middle of everything. We believe that enemies were far from them that we expected. And when I saw at the tag view during the you're returning, Alamo, I discovered that we were really in the middle of everything, and if we had a real SA, we probably can do some kills, I guess. But we reached the limits of the Mirage, I guess, today, and it was interesting, but we didn't shoot any missiles to even at the end when I was I believe I was in a merge. I was looking for someone, and
Yep.
I wasn't able to see anyone on visual or in my radar. So wasn't able to get a lock or anything else. I tried both on IR or radar, and nothing comes up. So was kind of frustrating on this
Yeah.
one.
I have a question for you, Alamo. Were you aware the Mirages were flanking? Did you see them on SA
yeah.
or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tab kept keeping tabs, ironically. Or luckily, on you got on the Mirages, like he would say like, "Hey guys," because they would pop up on data link every now and then, very sporadically, and so he'd be like, "Hey, those Mirages are still like out there to the east. You know, be careful. They're behind the mountains or something." And then I think when I went to go engage them, because I know I killed one of you guys in a
Yep.
Mirage.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, those Mirages look like they're coming back," and I was like, "Okay, I got a bogey dope, and it told me, oh, hey, 147 for like 30 something at 7,000 feet," and I look over there, and there it is, two Mirage at 6 and a Mirage at 7, right in that direction. So
Yeah. You shoot Tiger, and that was you that I was trying to kill, but never get a chance to shoot my 530.
I mean, to be honest, it's really difficult between all the mountains and the ravines and the ridge lines and all the different elements you have between the mountains to create a good
No.
visual picture.
Yeah. But we have no picture. To be honest, at this point, we have no picture. So it was for everyone the same. We tried to get everyone blind from us, and as we were blind, but we knew that our opponents were higher from us, so better chance for us to get a visual or to get a radar look, but it was not enough.
Yeah, after all, it remains difficult in the Mirage, lacking an actual HSD. I mean, it's a very different airplane compared to an F-16 and or just a Hornet.
Wow.
But it also it
We
also
just
requires
we,
lots of skill. So
yeah, but we missed just L16 and Fox trees.
mm,
Once the day we get
And
this,
and then it will be the perfect
yeah,
play.
yeah, definitely.
that
We
is
are
true.
ready for it.
The Fox One is, I mean, the S530 is just a really strong missile, and if you can
Yeah,
apply the missile to the enemy, it's just game over for him at that point.
yeah.
Especially at less than 4 miles.
Yeah, but you have to make so much effort to be able to to shoot that missile because you have to find the guy the good old way. Well, it's the same in the F-15 in the actually.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to work your radar, your settings. Well, the Mirage's radar is maybe a bit harder than the F-15's one.
Well,
But
there's two different main differences. Mirage is flying at 2,000 feet in the valleys, and F-15 is chilling at Mach 2 for 50,000 feet, so
Yeah.
it's pretty easy for him.
Yeah, that was the whole thing because we knew you guys were gonna have the mountains there, and that's actually we saw you guys on blue when the match first started, and Marak was like, "Hey guys, let's quick try and grab blue seats so they don't have the mountains to play with."
we were not trying to get blue or red. We were just trying to get the side we were located. And I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't. In the end, I still don't know if we are home or not. So
They
not sure.
didn't assign it. That's one of the things I don't think is very good. They're just like, "Hey, pick a side." So,
Well,
but
yeah.
but
Usually,
but yeah,
I take the first team is blue and the second one
yeah.
in this schedule. But
Yeah, usually. But yeah, no, I mean, I especially in the second round, I knew you guys were gonna probably utilize the mountains a ton
Yeah.
there, and I just I just told Metro like, hey, let's just stay as high as possible and just negate the fact that there are mountains.
yeah,
And
it's a map we don't usually practice on.
Mm.
Well, I don't know if you watched our other matches. I guess you did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
guess
I at
so.
least watched the PTF one, so I knew you guys were
Yeah.
gonna do like that box formation.
And we did all the matches on the same map, and we were like, well, probabilities are quite high that we get the same one. But in the end, you don't have the map, so it was Caucasus by default. And we didn't practice on this one because we thought it would be the easiest one for us.
yeah,
And in
it
the
was
end,
the map we were expecting from the beginning of the competition, and we only had in the end, as Scrap said, it was a weakness.
yeah, it was. So yeah, well, it was a good one. I'm still proud of my guys, of the team, of the whole, everyone. I mean, the main one, the reserve. I'm proud because we surprised people. We can just go back on the streams and see how everyone was excited to see, well, two Mirages fighting. We have the only Mirage in the fight. So sorry guys, no more Mirages for you. And I'm proud. I'm proud of every other pilots in 16 in Jeff, because everyone did their best, and today just didn't work. That's all. But you'll see us again.
I mean, I said to the Deliberator midstream that, or mid game, that having a new team that essentially has been together for a few months only, you cannot expect that team to perform at 200%.
Mhm.
This is a lengthy process to get together and perform at
Yeah,
a level we can see in other teams, and to have the courage to go into a Fox 3 environment with a Fox 1 only capable aircraft like the Mirages. It takes really a lot of courage, and also if you can manage to eliminate or identify the problems you have within your team or your strategy, you're already making a lot of progress. And the first step is being trusting in yourself and in your team to become better. And that is something I can see in your team. And you're doing right and proud and being proud of your
we
team.
progressed a huge amount since our very first competition, which was stacked last year, end of last year or middle of last year, I don't remember. And I think we did 2 matches back then. One against you guys, by the way, Alamo.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one was really painful, intact. And when you look at the tag views from back then and from now, well, we progressed a lot. We keep learning. I guess everyone still learns, even on the first on the best team. and yeah, we'll just keep we'll just keep on progressing. But one thing we changed since Stacked is that on SATAC we fight for fun, and that's why we have 2 mirages. Because if it was not for fun but only for performances, I guess we'd all be in Jeffs or F15s, because right now, why not? We got slammed, so maybe consider it. But yeah. It's for fun first. So yeah.
I was definitely I'm
That's all.
definitely or I had been definitely rooting for you guys in your matches because we obviously fought against each other before,
Mhm.
and you guys are obviously very new. I know my team like had a huge shakeup right before
Yeah.
SATAC. So I've been like perpetually getting new members, training them, losing some because they just don't want to do anything, and so it's hard, and which is why you see me having to I have to ask for like 1 or 2 recruits every single match because I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm not able to make ends meet there, um yeah, no, I mean, for us, it's definitely for the competition. But after our performance in SATAC, we definitely needed something to redeem ourselves. So hopefully, we can continue to do well in this tournament.
Well, it looks like you did so far, redeeming yourself, continuing in the knockout phase, apparently, or presumably. Unfortunately, we do not have any question from chat, so unless the
They don't
Deliberator has
like
something
us
to add,
anymore.
they do like you. I mean, there's still a lot of people watching.
No,
Yeah.
but
I think this. I
I'm pretty
think this
sure.
whole interview
pretty
and
sure.
conversation is pretty alive. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
up
I'm
to a
pretty sure
point.
they are watching PTF against Cobra right now, because it's quite intense.
could be.
We'll be
Yeah.
moving towards that in just in a few moments. Well, of course, I was so overjoyed of what we are having as a conversation right now. I was sitting outside here, drinking a beer, and letting my co-host for today, as for like managing everything.
he's enslaved me, guys. Please rescue me.
Yeah, it's
Please
flying kind of
don't.
carrying this one, jeez.
Sorta. Nah,
Nah, but
but
really, guys,
it's
for
a
me,
lot of fun.
it was a lot of. The
That
fight
was
was a very intense one, and I had lots of fun covering it. And of course, having these different approaches and such is something that I love seeing. Realistically, Alamo, I did fight with you, and this was the first tournament fight I did in PvP environment in DCS entirely. Edwin, when I was a mercenary for you in your first fight in TAC 21-1, and you've come a long way since then, and it's not that long since then, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think a lot of the guys on my team have really picked up the pace and caught up with the mainstream of this competitive community, and they're doing a good job, and I'm really happy for them. Because I mean, before then it was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. It got to a pretty bad point, especially like halfway through that SATAL season. But seeing our performance here is really giving me a lot of hope and making me really proud of my guys. So
As you should, for sure. So, of course, guys, unless you want to add something to the mixed, I think we can close it up here.
yeah. As
Yeah.
usual, as always, Alamo, if you want to scream against us, just say it, okay?
yeah, for sure.
I do it every time, every interview. I mean, I had to do it again. So if you want to meet us again, be it.
I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah. And
For
congrats
sure.
for today, Alamo.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
thank
luck
you.
for the next phase.
Yeah,
Thank you,
good
thank
luck, good
you.
luck.
Congrats
Wish
once
you the
again.
best.
And of course,
Let's
guys,
go for the
match tonight.
51 key up and Alamo final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
yes, we are moving towards Breakshot's stream right now as we speak, so we can get to say hi to him, and of course, enjoy what's to come in the third round of the fight. So once again, guys, thank you for joining for this very fun interview that Asphalt has
Yeah.
clutched it up, so I could just relax over here. But now we are going to relax even more while we get to enjoy one more fight for tonight's fight. So guys, all in
Absolutely.
chat, all here in the call. I'll be seeing you next week in the bracket stage for sure. So let us go and rate Breakshot while we are at it.
See ya.
Very
See
nice.
you
See you
all.
all around.
Bye bye.
Good night,
Bye.
boys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Okay, we are out.
Wow. Just wow. I don't know what to say right now.